be using Temporal.
Up against Fireflux Esports, who Wolf labeled a very on-point draft for them. This comp, they play it so well. Checking it out, indeed it's not. It's Impure Rage. I don't know, man. Temporal Rain, its day might not be the day. Its tournament might not be MSC.
I think it's understandable, right? Because again, there's a lot, since the hotfix, technically, quote-unquote, hotfix, I haven't seen as many Xaviers as there was previously when the patch first dropped. But in the meantime, right, I think we need to start talking about how each phase of the game is going to start progressing.
Let us, we shall. Early on, it looks like Fluffy is able to break down the Faraga armor off of Alien, but I like that matchup. Again, as the X-Borg, I don't mind trading blows. Oh, but wait, here's a pull. Dream's in trouble.
Our Shadow's already out. He might be in some trouble here if TNC gets involved, but it looks like they're just going to contest for the Litho Wanderer. It's going to be a no contest for Evos Glory. And Annabelle, he just needs to scale up, right? As soon as he scales up, at least tries to get more EXP rather than the gold, he's going to get to a point where that Spear of Alpha is going to be on a very short cooldown. But now the instant invade from TNZ with the help of Apex, scouting out the information. Annabelle, knowing that Dreams is weak, has to pull back.
That's miserable. If I were the Alpha in that situation, and a boxer just drives by Retribution, my small cap for me to hit level 4, I would be mauling.
I would be mauling too, but honestly, it's not like it's his fault anyways, right? It's just the matter of fact of, well, I don't want to see symmetrical punishment, but it trickles down the grapevine.
That's right, it adds up. These game of inches that Fireflux Esports is playing, they're just so good at this. Now with the turtle spawning in about 5 seconds from now, I'm looking at, oh, forcing out a flicker from Fluffy. Checking out Dreams. He's first at the scene, and he's taken the river bush, getting a lot of farm there, getting a lot of XP to hit level 4. Rosa gets it.
Yep, Rosa hits the level 4, and Alien's like, with or without the level 4, I'm close enough to just buy enough time, right? Because it feels like Fireflux Esports have this turtle in the bag, but I could be wrong. Look at them. They're going to slowly take some space. Rosa ready to pop the Nether Realm. Dawning Light already coming out. Alien, he's kind of low, but TNZ secures that turtle. And now the rest of the team, with the help of the Nether Realm, going insane with the last insanity. Apex finds first blood as Dream looking to engage. But man, Apex 47, great positioning.
Evos Glory are put in a position wherein it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, if they lean hard into it, Fireflux Esports walks away with impunity. They don't get punished for how deep they go this early on. If they let go of Evos Glory, then Fireflux Esports still gets away with it, but Evos Glory aren't punished as hard for pushing their lineup because, let's be honest, this is a lineup that needs some time. Alpha, despite being a fighter jungle, needs maybe 1 or 2 items before he can really get in there and get underneath Tianzi's skin. That, and of course, Clawkun needs to scale. Clawkun needs items for his Dawning Light to do its thing.
Yep, he needs some really good damage, and not to mention CDR, right? I think that Evos Glory at this point of time, if they want to get aggressive, they really have to count the numbers of Fireflux Esports because they are very much playing as a synchronized team. You never see one without the other.
They are together in the deepest meaning of the word, in every sense possible. Even if they are spread out on the map, best believe the 2 or 3 years they've been playing together is more than enough for them to communicate and synergize on a macro level. Something to note, because of this game of inches that Fireflux Esports has been playing, they're already up by 1,500. What? What?
Yep, that's the early. I mean, that's just what happens, right? You take a bad trade and it starts to snowball out of control. He's going to do it in front of his face because he knows that Apex can't get punished. With the power of nature and being close to a wall, he can't be CC'd down. Look, even Alien making the play even better by proxying the wave to give them an escape path.
Okay, you know what? Counting their blessings. Oh, it's a fight!
Oh, and now it's going to be Dreams, who might be in some trouble. Goes into the primordial form, but doesn't get any value. Fireflux, they're just bleeding out Evos Glory.
Okay, I was about to say, at least, Brands is getting some farm in, at least. No one's bothering this Moskov that needs that mid-game power spike. Turtle's already spawned, approaching half health. Fluffy looking for a good penalty zone engage. Dawning Light, not enough to steal it away from Kenzie.
Yep, but Fluffy tries to go with the penalty zone, but ends up dying to Rosa. The Spirit Destruction does not connect with Annabelle. He's in so much trouble because he can't get out, and the Nether Realm finally gets popped at the very end. And when you think that that's it, that's going to be Apex finding Dreams, and Clawkun dying in the back, losing his flicker as well. Fireflux have completely dominated the first 5 minutes of this game.
And I'm thinking Brands now has survivor's remorse. He's thinking, here I am up top, all alone, getting this gold lane experience at home, and the rest of my team are dying for my sake. What do I do?
He was the one who got on the lifeboats when the Titanic sank. He's just looking around. It's just me left. Where is everybody?
How does he make up for it, right? Can he? That's the question, because, dear Lord, 5 minutes in, Fireflux Esports are up 4,000 gold. I bet the Turkish are cheering right now, watching MSC 2024 at EWC, but a good chunk of Indonesian fans, the EVOS fam, they're just, they need this win.
They're holding out hope, right? They're waiting for Fireflux Esports to make a mistake. They're waiting for EVOS Glory to hit those power spikes. The longer this game goes, it's just the odds stacking against EVOS Glory. They're just gonna have to play it minute by minute.
And that's the only way they can right now. That there's no shortcut to a comeback. And look at this, Tianzi coming through, gonna help clear this wave. This is how far ahead Fireflux Esports is, folks. 6 minutes in, they're able to make, you know what I call that kind of rotation on Tianzi? It's a nothing rotation. He literally just went around down bottom, checked in, made sure that the creeps are cleared, and then can go ahead and deprive Annabelle more of these resources. Oh, wait. This is a fight waiting to break out, concealed by Dreams.
Okay, Tianzi tried to intercept, but here comes Fluffy with the penalty zone to get on top of Rosa. The Netherrealm seemed good, but Alien is already down. They're on the back foot now. So Toys Poisons to slow down the engagement, and even so, Apex 47 just keeping their eyes, because Fluffy, he's going to die, and he already committed his flicker anyways.
All right, those kinds of rotations still get punished. Again, Sloppy is a Sloppy gets a 1-for-1. That's as good as it can get for EVOS Glory, and Fireflux Esports, I bet that did serve up a reality check for him. That did make him go, all right, we can't do those kind of things anymore. Like, every move still has to matter. Tianzi here committing Grand Theft Purple, and of course, last turtle up. I don't know if there's any chance for EVOS Glory to contest, but it looks pretty clear.
Yeah, it's looking pretty clear. I don't think it's worthwhile, right? Annabelle is already 2 levels down. If he jumps in with the Spear of Alpha, he has no escape mechanic after that. But here we go. The full fight is going to start breaking out. The backlines of Dreams getting absolutely blasted here. Flickers away, still dies. Sunshine finds Dreams initially, but Tianzi ends up going down. Annabelle, oh my goodness, he fought Apex 47. This would be good if he can survive, but I don't think he's left out in the open. But still, might just make the play. They find a trade back with the help of Clawhood, and that is the best case scenario.
EVOS Glory walks away with a 2-for-3 plus a turtle on the way out. Where did they dig that out from? Say goodbye to that 4K, 5K gold lead. Approaching the 8-minute mark, they have closed the gap. What's going on? Here's another look at that, the SCC replay. They were just in so close. The Spear of Alpha knocked up 4.
It hit 4. Annabelle slowly piled away, kited backwards. She helps Clawhood secure the kill, but a lot of that damage was just tanked by Fluffy. He took the full brunt of it for the sake of his team.
Body Smith at work. And again, Clawhood, despite being short on items this early on, again, he did suffer a very difficult early game. It was just enough time. That's literally just quantity over quality. Like, all of the skills just hitting over and over and over again.
He's just spamming it, right? He's just spamming it. But in the meantime here, both teams, as long as Annabelle is still trying to scale up as quick as he can. Oh, actually, it's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Does have 2 items, right? Glowing Wand, and as well as the Enchanted Talisman.
He got a shutdown.
He did get a shutdown. Yeah. So he's catching up pretty fast, right? He's pretty much on the same, on par with Rosa. I mean, he's slightly ahead and will get his items faster, but at the end of it, at least you're not falling too far behind.
That's right. Oh, wow. Amazingly enough, a fumble about 3 minutes ago, and another that last turtle. I don't think Fireflux Esports can afford any more sloppy engages like that. To be fair, it wasn't their fault. It's not like they put themselves there. It's just EVOS Glory pulled one out from deep under, man. Like, they got a magic satchel.
They might have the magic satchel, but I'll only believe it if they do it again, right? Here comes the next objective. Neutral Lord standing in the middle of the river, and Fireflux will have position over it, and that's an instant Netherrealm coming up from Rosette as well as his Purify. Wild Charge coming solo from Apex 47, but Dreams gets on out of there, has a great angle. Penalty zone from Fluffy, locks them in a choke point in the chokehold, and Fireflux Esports, they tap out of that fight.
Ask and you shall receive. Gideon, did you get what you were looking for? You said if they do it again, then they got the magic satchel. They pulled one out, an amazing play right outside the Lord. And if anything, they're down maybe 1,000, maybe less. Evo's Glory can definitely contest.
The best part about this is that Evo's Glory, by winning that fight, they're going to blitz it now while they still have the time. But here comes the last Insanity first. Is it going to find it? No, Annabelle secures the Lord. TNZ now chasing down the members of Evo's Glory to find one. Dreams, he might be in some trouble. Does he have his ultimate just yet? Doesn't look like it. He's going down. Dawning Light to reveal the rest of them, but that's just enough damage.
Despite the pick-off by Fireflux Esports, they still lost the Lord, and they did lean hard into that kill onto Dreams. I don't know if you agree with me, Gideon. Folks watching at home, I sense a little bit of desperation from Fireflux Esports. They seem to have dropped the ball, and they're overextending. They're diving into the court saying, my ball, possession on ours.
Yeah.
We gotta get control back.
Exactly, because they had all the tempo. They had all the tempo earlier, and this is the first time we're seeing that EVOS is now 2 times in a row making the tempo breaker work, right? And even so, the minions spawn out at 42 seconds, so by the time Dreams died, he had 8 seconds left to walk alongside his team.
And now the map is blue. Despite there being more turrets on Fireflux Esports' side, best believe with a little bit of management and some elbow grease, Evo's Glory can clean up house and equalize. 32K to 33. Again, less than 500 gold now between these two teams. It was Fireflux Esports' game to lose, and they let go. Butterfingers, Butterfingers.
I mean, how long can they hold on to this game, really, right? It feels like a game of inches, but here comes the penalty zone. Only hitting onto TNZ here. Apex 47, he's nearby, but Alien honestly just wants to build a key. Oh, he fights 2 with the flicker wall charge.
Oh!
He has the flicker out of there. Too many people are caught out of position. The last Insanity hits all 4, and now Fireflux have an opportunity to fight back.
All right, sending them home. I'd call that a 4-man TKO. Fireflux Esports continues to clean house, taking everything away from Annabelle. Might as well even burst down this tier 2 in mid. Apex 47, thou shalt not pass, as Hagrid said from Star Wars, blocking the way from the defense. Evo's Glory just has but 1 tier 2 turret down bot.
Oh, I think you were talking about Star Trek there, clearly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the Whovians.
But for now, I think this back and forth that we're seeing from Evo's Glory, right? You can feel it's raw emotion. They're both desperate for tempo.
And this is very different from their game 1. Game 1 was clearly Fireflux Esports outwitting them, and Evo's Glory just trying to pull it out deep because they had a very late game lineup that they tried to make work in the very last moments. But here, now, there seems to be, it seems like a grudge match. It seems like they're both sentimentally and emotionally invested.
I feel like game 1, it was boxing, right? It was clean, it's artful, dodging.
Yep.
But once you are at the end, when this is match point here, a do or die, and you dig deep in your heart, and what does it say? Fight for tempo. That's all they're in for.
And I think tempo has swung back and forth enough, 6 to 10, 13 minutes in, and I'm afraid when we saw some semblance of this, signs of it, a taste, it might turn into bare knuckle boxing, man. It might just turn into a bloody matchup wherein both just go swing in.
I think it's going to come to a point where in this bare knuckle match, how good is their ground game, right? They're going to have to get on top of this pit somehow.
Prison rules.
Prison rules, man.
Straight up gulag. I don't know if they can afford to do that because Fireflux Esports, they've been known to let go of it sometimes, and now they catch Alien, gonna take away the Faraga armor, pop it out, they need to find a re-engage.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but now Evo's Glory going to engage with the penalty zone, looking for the opportunity. He goes down with the immortality, keeps him out. TNZ finds Dreams, and Fluffy escapes. Brands tries to make the play, but the NetherRealm says no more. They lose out Dreams, and the hidden shank in the bottom lane as a huge minion wave is about to collapse.
Oh, it's dripping, it's bleeding, and it's difficult. Again, Evo's Glory are able to get away with this, and it's Klokun. I say it's Klokun who's putting up most of the fight. He is artillery, he is recon, he is a scout, he's everything right now.
He's a literal siege tank. He goes up, zones off space, and says, hey, you need artillery? Calling it in.
And what's difficult, all right? What's difficult with that kind of situation is they need so much. Another engage by Fireflux.
Oh, Apex 47 is not letting Annabelle get away with the back line. And Fluffy might just be going down as Sunshine is checking out that front line. Klokun does find Apex, finds retribution for his team.
And that's the difficult situation that Evo's Glory seems to claw themselves out of, all puns intended. Klokun is a softie. Brands is a softie. Annabelle, he's a fighter. Fluffy only really gets sustainable the lower his health gets, which isn't what you want to do. What I'm trying to say is there isn't really much of appeal for Annabelle to, rather for Klokun to keep going. So they need to play these team fights very, very carefully.
It's push and pull, right? It's not about holding ground anymore. They're trying to zone them up, but here comes the NetherRealm. They're going for the full commitment. Who gets it? It's TNZ who gets the Lord. But now Fluffy jumping into the back line against Alien. Rosa has to split away over the wall, but Brad, he's done more than enough damage to give Annabelle a double, making this fight clean and breezy. That's a 3-for-0 trade in favor of Evo's Glory.
A Pyrrhic victory for Fireflux Esports. I'm sure they wanted the Lord. They needed the Lord for the map to stop turning blue, to stop the bleeding, because Evo's Glory, once they get control of the map, it's an easier go for Klokun. The global nature of his ult will allow for waves to be managed at the flick of a wrist. So now, with Fireflux Esports on the D, I gotta say, Gideon, for the first time in 16 minutes, they're the ones wondering, yo, can we make it out of this? Where have they gone wrong? Because so far, they're playing the same way. Apex is finding great wild charges, putting up great Guardians barriers. Is Alien and TNZ dying too soon?
It's tough to say. Wait, hold on. TNZ now retributing Clockwood, using it to Toys Poison. He's bleeding out. Bang. He's out and about and dead. Apex 47 goes for Dreams, now forcing the Primordial route to come out, and Sunshine melts him like butter. Fireflux Esports clap back and now have an opportunity to maybe break open an inhibitor and close out this game.
Can confirm this is a fight, no longer a battle, no longer a game. This is a straight up fight. Out of nowhere, a two-man pickoff for Fireflux Esports. And now Evo's Glory, Fluffy, Brands, Annabelle fighting for their lives, protecting their inhibitor. There's a big wave in mid. This could be it, the penetration in mid.
They could hold on. 5 more seconds is all they need for Klokun to get back to life. TNZ tries to zone them away and even popping in early to Toys Poissons. But look at that top side. If Evos could protect it, maybe they've got an opportunity. Penalty zone to try and clear it, but it gets pulled back and forced to flicker away. The Queen's Wings purchase keeps him alive. But at this point in time, Fireflux have taken all they needed.
All right, the Turkish make the call. We've dropped the ball a little too often here in game number 2. 17.5 minutes in, they say, you know what, let's just wait for the Lord. A minute off.
They're going to wait for that Lord, and when we look at these items, you can see that even Fluffy is taking the support position, right? His roam boots has courage on it. He's like, Brands, it's all up to you.
Brands and Annabelle. Brands and Klokun, rather. Annabelle, I don't know. It's so hard to be Annabelle here. He's a one-time CC, and then maybe some true damage here and there. But so far, 5, 2, and 4, I didn't even notice young man at 5 kills.
Yeah, I mean, he's been engaging every single time you see that NetherRealm come out. Either he uses it to get out or clumps them up even closer to each other to blow up the temp HP as soon as possible.
And so far, it's worked. I'd say 3 out of 5 times. That's what made this match all the more closer, all the more a nail biter. And now 10 seconds away from the Lord. TNZ freezing that top lane, giving Fluffy Little something to think about, freezing the resources that they can get, because you are still looking at a, oh wow, dead, even game. No extra gold, no extra resources to get your kit up. And now we begin. As close to a dance as you can in July of 2024.
Here we go. Once again, the Conceal comes on through, forces the Spear of Alpha, and now they're chasing down Annabelle. Oh, Winter Crown protects him. Oh, the Spear Destruction does not connect. Penalty Zone comes on through, and Fluffy loses his immortality. Will he get the Spear Destruction in time? No. The rest of the team trying to peel backwards, but they're moving forward as Annabelle is out of there. Last Insanity finds Fluffy, but the rest of the team has backed away. Fireflux weakly gets an immortality for Alien. He's back up to speed. They lose nothing, but Fluffy is down for the count.
Okay, that's a man down for Evo's Glory. Given how close these fights are, I don't think you want to contest with a 4v5. You don't want those odds. You don't like how that might turn out. Giving the Turkish another massive Lord. Gideon, this is an evolved Lord. Team fights with the big one are going to hurt even more.
I mean, here's the thing. At least with Evo's Glory, they have high ground defense with Klokun being alive, right? He can get Dawning Light after Dawning Light after Dawning Light, roughly about 15 to 12 seconds with his passive available.
And he is on his way to his final item here. One more, same situation with Rosa, who I believe is investing in a Winter Crown as well. Alien just picked up his last item, the Ice Queen won, and oh, what? No, no, it wasn't. That's not a winner crown. No, that's a Sky Piercer. He wants to end fights.
He wants to end fights.
The Queen has had enough.
They're trying to put a phantom tax here, right? They're trying to steal away lives if anybody gets greedy. But let's see. First inhibitor is already down. Next penalty zone is going to land on 4 members of Fireflux Esports, but no follow-up as they focus down on the minions. All inhibitors will collapse, and Fireflux will slowly back up. But unfortunately for Apex, his story is kind of finished here, but the Netherrealm saves his life. The execution strike doesn't kill him while charging him away.
Oh.
And Sunshine is able to make it out of there at the cost of his Purify. Gets blasted by the dawning light, but comes back just in time.
Sunshine with the juggle, picking up the winner crown at the very last minute. The Indonesian Nightmare, Dreams almost punishing Fireflux Esports, chasing them right outside, out of their jungle. EVO's Glory lives. EVO's Glory is still in this.
They're still in this, but they're at a really big disadvantage. 3 missing inhibitors, all lanes with super minions, and I think that Fireflux Esports, they can really take their time with these fights now.
But contrary to that advantage, that opportunity, one more look, the SCC replay here. Look at that bottom lane situation. That was an immortality. What an amazing juggle. Sunshine always on point, aware of the situation. I was saying, I don't think they have time to dilly-dally. I don't think they have time to allow EVO's Glory to play around and wait and get farm up. Look, for the first time in a while, man, Brands gets a free buff. When was the last time EVO's Glory got a free go at their own jungle?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Fireflux has been really trying to end this game quick and more so just choke out their opponents. But at this point of time, I think that Fireflux Esports understand that wave clear is going to be important, right? Backdoors is a high potential when you have 3 missing inhibitors. And TNZ, he's just waiting, the recon scout for the team.
Yep, but so far, with this kind of like, oh, whoa. We got new tech coming in. You see that?
I saw a glimpse of it.
The Lantern on Rosa.
Interesting.
Okay, that's going to matter against Fluffy, against Dreams, to a partial level, maybe to Annabelle. So now, talking about what kind of situation we have, you said a backdoor? Dude, Fireflux Esports is an Ube team. They want to play together. So they just want to win unless...
See?
Oh, no, that's Kenzie. Maybe.
That's the problem, right? EVO's Glory cannot take position of this Lord first, and Fireflux Esports have 3 pushing waves all the time.
They can't risk it. EVO's Glory are aware of all these possibilities, and they can't let any of them slip.
And as soon as they show themselves, they attack. TNZ is forcing Annabelle to use his... Wait, hold on. Fluffy, even with the penalty zone, doesn't hit all the correct targets, and even the Spirit of Destruction completely whiffs. Fireflux, they can just back away. Majority of the resources are already down, and they can start the blitz.
Not just even the Primordial Wrath, Gideon. Look at that. A lot of ult spent by EVO's Glory here.
Looks like Fireflux Esports, they got the reaction that they wanted. They could start and honestly, they could reset this if they wanted to, right? The way they can still play with the waves. EVO's Glory is the one on the disadvantage, and Fireflux, they can keep rolling the dice.
I call that a partial win, but it looks like Fireflux Esports aren't too eager to capitalize. Massive respect to EVO's Glory for maintaining their stance here, holding their ground, because they're still waiting on an ult for Clawcoon, but then again, at this point in the game, cooldown should be quick.
Yep, and I think that Fireflux Esports have learned their lesson, you know? After 20 minutes of the back and forth of huge gold swings, I think, you know, EVO's Glory has earned their name. For now, they have to bide some time. Ooh, interesting. The barrier is going to cut them off in a weird way, but it's melting them and really building up heat for Alien. Rosa can come back into the back line here. Dreams is going to get a little chunked, but that's already the primordial form.
Oh, Dreams does have an immortality. Catches the Guardian's barrier. No more immortality, no extra life for the Indonesian Nightmare. And because of that little dance, they didn't dance with the Lord. They danced with their opponents. The Turkish score another Lord, their 3rd one for this game, approaching the 25-minute mark.
Dude, Apex, like, his early game engages have been insane. His walls in the late game has been insane. The only thing that was his problem was the fact that he was trying to apply early game tactics to the mid game where he got punished twice, and now it's all gone. It's really, really dangerous to be around this man.
Mans is thinking ahead. Mans is living in 2030. That's the kind of grok game he has, and he never let go, not for a second. Oh, wow, look at this, sinking up the waves. Big Massive Lord in mid. Alien heralding another wave up top. Apex and Rosa down bottom alongside Sunshine. All waves crashing in. Evo's Glory up against the corner. Gideon, this might be it.
This might just be it. They're going to take their time with this first. Trying to gather up as much as they can. They get the initial knock-up with Wild Charge onto Fluffy, who penalty zones just in time. But the Immortality is going to bring him back, but the Lord is too strong. It's too big. Annabelle is melted down. Fluffy tries his best, but they can't clear up these waves. Sunshine going straight for the base to get